East Lancers come in with 9 straight wins, an 11-5 record, while the Raiders of Shawnee Mission South, 11 straight wins, 13-1 overall record, and one of the top teams in the state in Class 6A. It should be a good one, Scott.
Well, this is going to be a great ball game between two teams that have great talent, but they're both led by excellent coaches. Shawnee Mission South Raiders led by Coach Paul Sexton, referred to by many in this area as the Dean of Area Coaches, with 31 years of coaching experience, 11 years here at Shawnee Mission South, and has an incredible record of approximately 368 wins against 252 losses. Coach Russ Cocarudo, Shawnee Mission East, comes into this season not expected to have a great season after losing the All-Sun players Scott Smith and Greg Zwanich. But David Hamilton, Tommy Kramer, and Brent Kapp and some of the others have come in and filled that void under the leadership of Coach Russ Cocarudo. Definite tribute to him. What a game we're in store for.
A couple of the key players to watch for tonight on the Lancers squad. Look for David Hamilton, one of the top players in the area, 6'6", one of the taller players on the floor, and he is averaging a little more than 18 points a game. And we'll pause for a moment for the national anthem. Part of the huge crowd on hand tonight at Shawnee Mission South. In addition to this game being between two hot teams, this is a long-time rivalry. It doesn't matter what their records are. This will be a great game.
Well, earlier in this season, East and South played each other. South came out victorious, but not until they went into overtime. So East has got something to avenge here tonight.
The starting lineups for the Lancers: Tom Kramer, John McClellan, Camden Whitaker, Brent Kapp, and David Hamilton. For the Raiders: Kevin Rabbit, Mike Schreiber, Chris Niedner, Greg Gurley, and Dan Augulus. Look for Hamilton and Chris Niedner, both the top scorers for their respective teams. The tip is controlled by the Raiders. Here's Kevin Rabbit, one of the top point guards in the Kansas City area, as he gets his team underway, or attempts to. Here's a nice shot, but no good. Ball goes out of bounds. It'll belong to the Lancers. Schreiber attempted that one, not able to make it go.
Bringing up the ball, Tommy Kramer, starting quarterback for Shawnee Mission East Lancers, and he's quite a ball player. Averages 14.9 points per ball game. Definitely one of the floor leaders for East.
A whistle, a 3-second violation.
Called it on Hamilton.
The ball goes back to the Raiders. No score, about 30 seconds into the first quarter. This should be a good one between two teams that have played very, very well throughout the year.
Kevin Rabbit brings the ball down, and he's coming off of spring break injury.
Shot is short, tap up is no good. Attempt by Augulus, by far the tallest player on the floor at 6'10". Ball goes out of bounds. Camden Whitaker unable to control it. The ball back to the Raiders.
Whitaker, a very poised ball player. That won't bother him.
Here's Rabbit setting things up. He averages 11 points a game. Can't hit it. Augulus can't tap it in. The shot is up and no good. The rebound controlled by Hamilton.
But Augulus present by his height, isn't he, Laurel?
Actually, that rebound by McClellan. Here's Whitaker looking underneath. They're going to try to find Hamilton throughout the night. Cap can't hit from the top of the circle. The rebound controlled by Rabbit. Still no score. A minute and a half gone. Both teams a little bit tight coming out.
Easton, the man-to-man defense.
Shot again short. Rabbit with the long rebound. Slowing things down. Whistle. And let's see, a foul is called.
I believe they called that foul on John McClellan, if I'm not mistaken.
Let's see, is it a foul? Yes, it is. Number 42, and that's Dan Augulus.
I was mistaken.
That's his first foul of the night for Dan Augulus. Here's Kramer setting things up. Jumper is short. Rebound controlled by Mike Schreiber. Still no score. 2 minutes gone in the first quarter.
One of the things that Coach Paul Sexton told us before the ball game, he did not want to get into a running game with East. Wanted to play at their tempo and control the tempo of this game.
They did not want to run with East.
That's right.
Inside. Nice shot. Chris Niedner, his first 2 points of the night. He's averaging about 19 points a game, 8.6 rebounds, a top player for the Raiders. Here's Hamilton, blocked, and a foul. Mike Schreiber.
Schreiber fired up on that play, but Hamilton may have got away with a walk underneath.
Schreiber was up there with him, but caught him on the body. So Hamilton will go to the free throw line. Hamilton averaging 18.4 points a game from the free throw line, 78%. He'll be shooting 2 and attempt to tie the game with 5:37 to go in the first quarter.
Well, Hamilton was selected as the Sun Country Prep Athlete of the Week back around the 3rd of February, featured in the Overland Park Sun. And I thought it was kind of interesting, one of his quotes from his perspective on the game, and I quote him, he says, "When I'm not playing well, I start to get frustrated. I start asking myself why I'm doing the things I'm doing." But the interesting thing was, he said, but I think the true level of the game comes through when you make it through the tough times and begin to play well. And he's playing well now.
He has 2 points, a couple of free throws. We're tied at 2, 5.5 minutes to go in the first quarter. Rabbit guarded closely.
He
traveling.
walked.
Yes, he did. Traveling called on Chris Nieder, trying to make the quick move. These two teams again coming in with records of 11-5 for the Lancers and 6-3 in the league. Coming into the game now for the Lancers is Win Lance. Or Lance Wynn, excuse me. Oh, well. He stepped out of bounds.
Excellent job by Greg Gurley in cutting off the baseline. Had nowhere to go but step out of bounds.
5:10 to go. We're tied at 2 in the first quarter. Violation, kicking the ball.
Well, South
Raiders will have possession. Go ahead, Scott.
South this year has a chance to do something that they've not done since 1983, and that's win the Sunflower League. So Coach Paul Sexton and the South Raiders have something to accomplish this year.
Hamilton comes down with the rebound, behind the back dribble, leads the fast break, slows it up, and the pass not able to be controlled by John McClellan. I don't think he was expecting it, Scott.
Well, I don't think so. I think he was looking inside.
Here's Rabbit bringing the ball down, and he has made a big difference for this Raiders club. Inside, Augulus, yes! Dan Augulus, 2 points. He averages 5.2. It's 4-2.
Greg Gurley's got his hands full in defending Augulus, especially when he stands behind him and gives that inside pass to Augulus.
Here's Kramer on the left side, guarded closely by Rabbit. McClellan, turnaround jumper, blocked by Augulus. No contest there, Scott.
This is the Dan Augulus show at this point.
4-2. The Raiders with the lead and the basketball. Kevin Rabbit. Niedner from outside. Short on all of his shots so far tonight. Rebound by Gurley. Guarded by Kramer. Gurley.
East just got back to that zone defense. We saw that earlier in the junior varsity ball game.
And there they call the traveling on Mike Schreiber. 4-2. The Raiders with the lead, 3:53 to go in the first quarter.
East has several different offenses. We were watching the junior varsity game a little. It was almost like a pinwheel offense, continually moving in a circular motion around the floor.
Here's Hamilton. Great shot from our camera there. Looking straight up at David Hamilton. Nice pass, McClellan. Turnaround jumper is no good. Hamilton is going to be called for the foul.
Aguilas had enough presence there to throw the shot off.
Well, I think he would throw a lot of shots off. 6'10", long arms.
It was enough there to definitely make the shooter change his mind.
Absolutely. Kevin Rabbit dribbles to the right wing to Needner, back to Rabbit. Gurley from the free throw line, yes. Excuse me, that was Schreiber. Mike Schreiber averaging 12 points a game. 6-2. The lead to the Raiders. Lancers, Kramer, short.
May have forced a shot there.
Kramer gets his own rebound. Cross-court pass, Cap. Hamilton underneath, he's double-teamed. Having problems with it, Rabbit. Hamilton comes up with it. Wynn over to Cap. Here's Kramer. Wynn looking underneath Hamilton. Hamilton guarded closely, blocked, but he's fouled. Mike Schreiber can't believe it. Let's see if the foul is on him.
Yeah, it is.
Mike Schreiber, his second foul. David Hamilton, a 78% free throw shooter, will be at the line again.
South certainly showing a lot of respect for this Hamilton. Anytime he's got the ball underneath, there's at least two people on him. And he's not that bad of an outside shooter either. He can establish himself as a scorer anywhere on the floor.
Dan Watkins, number 13, in for the Raiders, replacing Mike Schreiber. 3 points now for David Hamilton, all from the free throw line, and that's all the points the Lancers have so far. They've been trying to force the ball inside. The defense so far by the Raiders has been excellent. Hamilton hits again.
Nice form on the free throw.
A whistle. Let's see, some more replacements. Number 35 for Shawnee Mission East, and that is Jeff Burns. The Raiders looking to extend their lead. They lead by 2.
He shows what appears to be a zone defense when you come down, and then they step back and fall into the man-to-man.
Rabbit in the corner to Needner.
Hamilton doing a good job underneath, cutting off Aguilas, coming to the ball. Help out.
Needner, turn around. Jumper, Chris Needner, 4 points.
Defense got stuck, not helping each other out on that one.
8-4, the Raiders have the lead. Whitaker in the corner to Kramer. Here's Hamilton underneath. Yes! David Hamilton with 6 points. 1:50 to go in the first quarter. Shot is up and no good, and scramble underneath. A jump ball, and I believe on the alternate possession, yes, it'll belong to East.
Well, there's some rough play underneath. Hamilton, as big as he is, can establish himself underneath.
Hamilton now going to take a rest. McClellan in the game replacing him. 1:39, clock running, 8-6. And on this trip down, the Lancers have a chance to tie it. Whitaker thought about it, didn't take it. Inside, McClellan.
Oh, McClellan needs to turn and look to the basket.
Here's Kramer, guarded by Rabbit. Here's Whitaker from outside. Camden Whitaker, his first 2 points. We're tied at 8. Game settling down a little bit, Scott.
Yeah, it is, and as we mentioned just a few minutes ago, this is to South's advantage.
Aguilas, turnaround jumper, short, rebound, Kramer.
Look who gets the rebound.
One of the shorter players on the floor. Tom Kramer puts up the jumper, it's blocked by Rabbit. Rebound, Dan Watkins. Rabbit slows it down.
Kramer, I think, his adrenaline is in the ball game, but he's had a couple of shots now where he may have forced the shot and really didn't have it.
Foul called there on Jeff Burns. His first foul. There you have the tie score, 8-8, 46 seconds to go in the first quarter. will trigger underneath. Coming into game now, Brent Kapp. Sitting down, Kramer.
One three-point shooter replaces the other. Kapp and Kramer lead the team in three-point shots.
44 seconds to go. We're tied at 8 in the first quarter.
Comes Augulus underneath. They look for him.
Niedner, turnaround, yes! 6 points, Chris Niedner. Off to a good start in the first quarter. Watkins from the left side to Burns, top of the circle, right side Kapp.
Here's that continual circular motion offense.
Nice pass underneath, but it's knocked out of bounds. And the ball will go to the Lancers. Excuse me, Scott.
East appears to be just forcing the ball a little bit too much.
Kramer comes back in. Sitting down is Lance Wynn.
They appear to not be patient enough with the ball at this point, just forcing it maybe a little bit too much rather than working it on that offense.
Here's Kramer. 18 seconds to go. Camden Whitaker. Over to Kapp. Back to Kramer. 13 seconds. Burns. Whistle. A foul called on Whitaker.
My, oh my. Greg Gurley and Camden Whitaker running into each other.
They were going at it a little bit.
A little extracurricular activity, I think.
Yeah. Here's 10 seconds to go now. First quarter. Rabbit bringing the ball down. 7 seconds to go.
That's a good matchup there, Kramer and Rabbit.
Shot is no good. Whitaker with the rebound. 1 second. That's it. The end of the first quarter. 10-8. Shawnee Mission South with the lead. And I think we're setting ourselves up for an exciting one tonight, Scott.
Definitely that, Laurel.
In the first quarter, Chris Niedner with 6 points, leading his team. David Hamilton also with 6. So the two teams' leading scorers start off with a good first quarter.
Well, I've been impressed with East defense so far as they kind of collapse in around Hamilton. We mentioned before, anytime they get the ball underneath to him, there's at least 2 people on him. But as this game progresses, if they continue to do that, East has got a balanced scoring attack. Kramer averages around 15 points a ball game. Hamilton himself leads around 8. Brent Kapp scores around 10 to 11 points a ball game. So South has got to be careful that they're not keying too much on Hamilton, because there's certainly some other players on this floor for the Lancers that can pick up the scoring.
An even first quarter. Foul situation, Mike Schreiber with 2. 3 players on the Lancers with 1 foul. Both teams with 3 team fouls. So 1 more foul to give for each club before getting into the bonus. Here we go in the second quarter. Rabbit from outside hits. Kevin Rabbit, his first 2 points. He averages 11.
East looked a little lost on their defense as to who was covering who, and Rabbit taking it right to the hoop.
Kapp travels. 12-8.
Got the official's facial expression on that one.
A sold-out gymnasium. Niedner. Gurley short. Rebound Hamilton. Kramer. Ahead McClellan. Jump shot. Good.
Oh my, nice form by McClellan.
John McClellan, his first 2 points. 12-10. A 2-point lead for the Raiders. They have the ball. Rabbit, Niedner, jumper, short. Niedner gets his own rebound, still can't hit it. McClellan, and now Whitaker with the ball.
Smart play by Whitaker to hold up the floor until his teammates got down.
Lancers now with a chance to tie. Hamilton from 17, can't hit. Rebound Gurley.
South doing a good job of blocking out.
Inside 7 minutes to go in the first half. Rabbit, guarded by Kramer. You'll see that matchup all night long. Nice drive. Chris Niedner, 8 points.
They got to cut the baseline off.
14-10. The Raiders with the lead. The Lancers with the ball. A whistle, 3 seconds. Second time a 3-second violation has been called against the Lancers. 6:24 to go in the second quarter. 14-10. Raiders with the lead and the ball. Rabbit setting things up. Trying to take advantage of a screen.
Oh,
nice play by Hamilton. Ball was going out of bounds, and he was able to flip it to Whitaker.
Well, heads-up play by Hamilton on that he did throw it back underneath his opponent's basket.
McClellan, 4 points. John McClellan, 14-12. The Lancers back to within 2. Gurley in the corner. Niedner wide open. Can't hit it. Niedner gets his own rebound, a foul. Called on Cap, I believe.
Well, Niedner on the backside, back door. I think he was just startled and alarmed at himself that he was so open. Put it off the board, and then he got the offensive rebound.
Cap, his first foul. Rabbit in the corner, setting up the offense. Gurley in the corner to Watkins. Back out to Rabbit. Here's Niedner, 18-footer.
Oh, my.
No, rebound Hamilton, and a foul, I believe. Let's see who it's called on. It may be Cap. Yes, it is. Brent Cap, 2 fouls.
Well, the crowd not happy with that call, but I think it was an excellent call. I was watching, was just going to comment before that foul was called on the action between Augulus and Cap. Really going at each other.
Augulus, of course, is 6'10". Cap is 6'2" and a half. Let's say 6'3". 7 inches. Quite a difference.
Official comes over to the scoring table, and several of the fans behind the scoring table have some things to say to him. I don't think he listened, though.
Augulus now going to the free throw line. Augulus averaged 5.2 points a game. His first one is no good. Rebound out of bounds on off Hamilton. The ball will go back to the Raiders. They catch a break.
I think you're right on that. They may have gotten away with one.
Rabbit triggering underneath. Finds Watkins on the left side. Back out to Gurley. Raiders attempting to extend their lead. Rabbit drives baseline, guarded by Kramer. Here's Watkins. Back to Gurley. Here's Niedner driving baseline, puts it up, good, and he's fouled. Chris Niedner now in double figures.
What did they call?
A foul on Cap. That's his 3rd foul. Coming in now, Lance Wynn. Cap has to sit down.
Strong play by Cap on his way to the basket. Augulus has got to pick up a little bit on that, rather than move to the outside to get the ball.
There's Tom Kramer.
Augulus needs to get open underneath the basket, not step out on the perimeter to get the ball.
Here's Niedner. Attempting a 3-point play, and he hits. Niedner with 11 points. Coming up on 5 minutes to go, now in a 5-point lead for the Raiders. Win to Kramer on the left side, and the ball is stolen by Gurley. Long pass down court to Watkins. 2-on-1, but Watkins brings it back out.
Smart play.
Gurley. Back to Watkins on the right side. Here's Gurley. Watkins in the corner to Rabbit. Jumper from 18. Good! Kevin Rabbit with 4 points. All of a sudden, it's a 7-point lead now for the Raiders. 19-12, 4.5 minutes to go. First half.
Well, South definitely ahead because they've scored more points, but they're doing an excellent job defensively on getting the rebounds and holding East to just 1 shot. As we see here, East does get the rebound.
Nice play underneath there by McClellan. Kramer, jumper, and he's fouled by Rabbit.
Well, that's an excellent matchup with those two against each other, isn't it?
Oh, wow. 2 of the top guards in the Sunflower League, if not in the entire state of Kansas. And the 2 of them together tend to negate each other a little bit. In the first game, though, between these 2 teams, Kramer scored 14 points and Rabbit scored 9.
You know, we almost take it for granted here in Johnson County, the quality of basketball that we get to watch every week in and week out, between this Sunflower League and Eastern Kansas League. definite quality basketball, and you've got to go a long ways before you can find an area that has such talent on so many teams.
Kramer is averaging 15 points a game. From the free throw line, he is 79%. He hits the second one. 6 points, Kevin Kramer. Or 6 points for, I was giving them to Kevin Rabbit. I'm sorry. That's 2 points now for Tom Kramer. Rabbit's the one with 4 points. Drives, shot is short, rebound Rabbit. Now he has 6 points. 21-14, lead back up to 7.
Rabbit edged on by, after he made that shot, looked over at his bench. Whole bench cheering him on.
Whitaker underneath Hamilton, yes, he's fouled.
Move to the basket by Hamilton. Nice
quick move. Hamilton now with 8 points. There's Coach Sexton. He's unhappy about something.
Credit that to Hamilton's ability. He moved that ball from his right hand to his left hand and put it up off the board with the left hand and was able to draw the foul on the body.
And once he got that ball inside, it was a flash move to the basket. Didn't take him long to get that ball up to the boards.
Hamilton only a junior, my goodness.
He misses his free throw. First miss from the charity stripe tonight. 21-16. The Raiders with the lead. 3:29 now to go in the first half.
Kramer does an excellent job of sagging down on the defense to cut off that pass to Augulus or the big man underneath.
Needner fouled by McClellan. McClellan, foul number 1. Both teams now in the bonus. Needner with 11 points. He'll be shooting 1 and 1.
76% from the free throw line.
Hits.
Definitely, if this ball game gets close, Needner is definitely someone that East does not want to foul.
22-16. Needner cans the second. 13 points. Chris Needner, he averages 18.9. Coming up on 3 minutes to go. Kramer, corner Whitaker.
Oh, give him the ball underneath. He's open. McClellan standing, waiting for the ball.
Kramer can't hit. Rebound McClellan. Double team. Ball back out to Whitaker. Inside, Hamilton, turn around, can't hit it. Rebound Watkins.
Hamilton put the ball on the floor. May have wanted to just turn around and put it up to the hoop.
Raiders now with a chance to go up by 9. Gurley, cross court, Rabbit. Back to Gurley, right side, Gurley, jumper, good! Greg Gurley, 2 points.
Gurley only a 6'5" sophomore. The key there is that he's a sophomore. Quality ball player.
Tom Kramer, guarded closely by Rabbit, corner Hamilton. Hamilton guarded by Needner. 2:15 to go in the second quarter. Kramer setting things up. Corner to Whitaker, back to Kramer.
This is again the largest lead that we've had, 25-16, 9 points.
Foul on Augulus.
I'm looking at Augulus. Think about that. Came over, kawoom on a block shot.
He goes, what did I do?
Kind of.
And a timeout. Coming in to replace Augulus is, I'm going to call him Micah Polofsky, number 32. Well, I'll call him Polofsky. How's that?
Here we get a chance to see Coach Paul Sexton talking to his Shawnee Mission South Raiders.
Now, we were talking the other night, Coach Rayfeld for Shawnee Mission East girls team, and we thought, now there's a wily old fox of a coach. And I think the same could be said for Sexton. He may not be too happy with that kind of description, but he's been around for a long time. He knows how to get the most out of his ball players.
Well, 33 years, as we said before, 11 of those years at Shawnee Mission South High School. Having a tremendous year this year.
They ended up third in the state tournament last year, and they started off strong and continued strong throughout the 88-89 season. 25-16, 2:04 to go. The Raiders in their home white with the lead. As we said, a huge crowd on hand tonight. Very little room left for anyone to sit down. Although throughout most of the game, the student section directly across from our broadcasting vantage point, they've been standing up throughout the entire night. McClellan shooting 2, first one short.
Thought it was kind of interesting. We've talked a little bit tonight about the matchup between Tommy Kramer and Kevin Rabbit. Interesting to get a quotation from Coach Russ Kokaruda. He said that about Rabbit, he bothers us most on the defensive end. He's a great guard, and he's like our point guard, Tommy Kramer. And he felt like in the first ball game that they really negated each other.
Ball is stolen by Hamilton. 1-on-3. He pulls up. Back out to Whitaker. Corner, Kramer. Guarded by Rabbit. Again, Kramer, jumper, 17. In and out, no good. Rebound, controlled by Rabbit. 1:35 to go.
Rabbit got the rebound, but give South credit. If you look at the blocking out that they're doing, there was no blue shirt underneath the basket where there wasn't a white between it.
Niedner can't hit. Rebound, Polofsky, but he's fouled. Polofsky averages 1.7 a game, 1.7 points a game. And he is averaging from the free throw line 33%. That foul was called on John McClellan. He has 2. Coming in the game now is number 52. That's Scott Masterson for Shawnee Mission East. Polofsky hits. No, he doesn't. Well, he's got 1 point then. Okay, here we go. 25-17, 1:19 to go. Here's Masterson to Kramer. Cross-court Whitaker inside the free throw lane. Can't hit the jumper. Rebound controlled by, whoa, by East. Almost a football play.
That would have been a great cross-body block.
Here's Kramer, top of the circle, driving, puts up his jumper, yes! Tommy Kramer now with 4 points, 25-19.
Niedner and Hamilton really battling it underneath.
Rabbit, yes! 8 points for Kevin.
Rabbit having a heck of a game outside.
27-19, 35 seconds to go. Masterson back to Kramer. Inside, Hamilton, foul. Watkins.
Well, there are so many times when Kramer, Whitaker, the other members of the East Lancers want to get the ball underneath to Hamilton. Niedner doing such an excellent job. The entire South defense doing a good job of collapsing that Hamilton's just not able to get free underneath. Times that you get him the ball, he's going to score, be fouled, do something.
Niedner actually was called for that foul. David Hamilton now with 9 points. 29 seconds to go, 27-20. Second one good. Hamilton now in double figures. Now let's see if South plays for a final shot. Most times throughout this season when we've said that, Scott, the team didn't.
Well, Coach Sexton talked about the tempo of the game and wanting to slow it down a bit, but at the rate these guys are going, things are going good. Let's just keep it going.
7 seconds to go now. Here's Watkins, 15-footer. And that's the end of the first half.
From a coaching standpoint, that's the way you want to end the first half. The way the South has ended on the score like that.
29-21 at halftime. Shawnee Mission South with the lead. South scored 19 points in that second quarter to 13 for Shawnee Mission East. A good second quarter, and it's turning into the type of game that we expected it to be. Very closely played, but right now, South, at least throughout the middle of the second quarter, were able to extend their lead with some good rebounding and some fine defense, too, on the other end.
Well, that's true, Laurel, and you look at this first half, and you remember when we started the ball game, we said that there's going to be some key ball players in this game, and they've done just that. Hamilton's come out for East. truly one of the leaders on the floor. But Tommy Kramer does such a good job of just being present on the floor.
Yes, he does.
And just as a ball, is just a floor leader. Talks to his players, his teammates when they're getting a little excited, kind of losing their poise. And he's just an overall floor leader, just a born athlete leader on whatever team he's playing on, whether it be football or basketball.
Again, the Lancers come in with a record of 11-5 overall, 6-3 in the league, and 9 straight victories. The Raiders, 13-1, 7-1 in the Sunflower League, 11 straight wins.
I've been impressed with Dan Augulus and his play so far in the first half. To be honest with you, I thought because of his height, he's always present, but because of how thin he is, I didn't think that he'd be able to play underneath with somebody like the likes of Hamilton and Brent Kapp and Camden Whitaker and also John McClellan. But Augulus has held his own underneath. And when he got his confidence up earlier in the game, when he scored the point and then came down and had the blocked shot, he entered himself and registered himself in this ball game.
Let's listen in now on halftime ceremonies.
They are as follows. Miss Deborah Lee Adams, daughter of David and Mary Adams. Debbie is escorted by her father, David Adams. Miss Christina Marie Clogley, daughter of Paul and Mary Ellen Clogley. Christy is escorted by Mr. Bill Weiss. Bob and Ruth Harris. Heather is escorted by her father, Bob Harris. Miss Pamela Lynn Harris. Daughter of Irv and Margie Harris. And is also escorted by her father, Irv Harris. Miss Jill Marie Hewins. Daughter of Robert and Deanna Hewins. Jill is escorted by her father, Bob Hewins. Miss Alicia Lane Kaler. Daughter of Mike and Peggy Kaler. Alicia is escorted by her father, Mike Kaler. Miss Jennifer Ann Nethery. Daughter of William and Rita Nethery. Jen is escorted by her father, William Nethery. And finally, Miss Carrie Lynn Spear. Daughter of Thomas and Marcy Spear. Carrie is escorted by her father, Thomas Spear. Shawnee Mission South, Sweetheart, Canada. To assist with tonight's crowning, please welcome back last year's winners. Second attendant, Miss Julie Vandertuff, escorted by Mr. William Coldiron, Assistant Principal. And filling in for the first attendant, Veronica Shawnee, is Miss Stephanie Yarma, escorted by Mr. William Tygreen, Assistant Principal. And the 1988 Sweetheart Queen, Alexis Sherman, escorted by Dr. Charles Nichols, Shawnee Mission South Circuit. Sweetheart second attendant is
think there's some hearts pounding out there right now?
Big part of high school life.
The 1989 first attendant is Miss Pamela Lynn Harris.
That announcer sure tends to take his time, doesn't he?
He knows how to keep a crowd in suspense.
Maybe his mic
The
broke.
1989 Sweetheart Queen is
Here we go.
Miss Deborah Lee Adams.
Miss Deborah Lee Adams announced as the 1989 Sweetheart Queen here at Shawnee Mission South High School. Congratulations to her.
Congratulations to all the candidates and winners. I want to remind everybody about the Sweetheart Dance immediately following tonight's game in the cafeteria.
The score at halftime, Shawnee Mission South, the Raiders 29, the Lancers of Shawnee Mission East 21, and we'll be back with the second half in a moment.
Здравствуйте. Меня зовут Trudy Ringer. I am a Russian instructor with the Shawnee Mission Public Schools. It's exciting for me to announce that Shawnee Mission will be offering Russian 1 to all of its high school students next year. Language instruction will be provided through a unique program called Distance Learning, which blends computer and television technology with classroom experience and native speakers. Students often ask, why should I take Russian? There are many good reasons, but one of the best is career opportunities. Career fields are opening up, from business to banking, from math to science. Enrollment will begin soon. To participate in this exciting program, contact your school counselors for more information. Language is a key to opening minds and attitudes. You'll gain personal and intellectual satisfaction when you begin the fascinating study of the Russian language.
29-21 the score as we begin the third quarter. The Raiders of Shawnee Mission South with the lead over Shawnee Mission East. And we delay the beginning of the third quarter a little bit to allow the crowd to get back in the stands. A big crowd here at Shawnee Mission South.
Just had, as we got a chance to see, actually probably on the airing of this, we're repeating ourselves almost after the event has happened, but we had our 1989 Sweetheart Queen coronation and presentation during halftime. We got a chance to see that a few minutes ago. Congratulations to Miss Deborah Lee Adams, the 1989 Sweetheart Queen. Here we go.
Tom Kramer over to Hamilton. Hamilton can't control it. It goes out of bounds. Hamilton with the big first half. He had 10 points. Chris Niedner, 13 for the Raiders.
Well, let's see if this halftime break cooled anybody off, particularly Kevin Rabbit from South.
Shot no good. A foul is called on Augulus, I believe. Let's see.
Yeah, they're going to say that Augulus was pushing off underneath.
29-21, the score remains the same. Actually, that foul was on Chris Niedner, his second foul. Here's Kramer. Hamilton, right side. Back to Kramer. Find Cap on the left side. Back to Kramer. Inside Hamilton. Jumper is good.
Just working that ball back and forth, and then all of a sudden, boom, underneath Hamilton.
29-23. Just beginning in the third quarter. Gurley guarded closely by Whitaker. Rabbit from outside. Can't hit it. And the foul will be called on Mike Schreiber.
I think that's Schreiber's third foul.
I have him down for 3. That is on him. Let's see what the scoreboard says.
That was an excellent call by the official. Rabbit took the shot off the rim. Schreiber just kind of came in and bulled his way through. Excellent call by the official.
Now we have 2 players with 3 fouls, Schreiber for the Raiders and Cap for the Lancers. 29-23. Kramer in the corner to Cap. Back out on top, Whitaker. Right side, Kramer. Driving base, or trying to drive against Rabbit. Back to Cap. Here's McClellan. Can't hit it. Rebound, Gurley.
South a little slow to adapt to the changing offense of East. East needs to take advantage of that and work that ball underneath.
A whistle. And the foul is called on the Lancers. Let's see who it is.
I believe they're going to call it on Tommy Kramer, using his elbow.
Kramer, we have him down unofficially for 1 foul. 29-23, 6:48 to go, 3rd quarter. Nice drive, doesn't go, rebound McClellan. Kramer pushing it up the floor. South gets back quickly. Whitaker underneath McClellan, he traveled.
He walked.
No foul! Augulus can't believe it. Augulus with his hands on his head, and that's way up there.
Augulus can look more confused than any other ball player I have seen all season long. In response to officials' calls, that is.
He is only a junior. Watkins comes in to replace him. I agree with you, Scott.
Well, Kramer takes the ball up the middle, wants to get into that running game, wasting no time getting the ball up the court.
Rebound, Niedner. 6.5 minutes to go, 3rd quarter, 29-23. A 6-point lead by the Raiders. They have the ball. The Lancers, 2 or 3 chances to cut into that lead. Niedner is fouled underneath.
Well, I tell you what, the officials are calling this very close underneath. If they continue to call this game as close as they are, we may have several players in foul trouble. Tommy Kramer, I think, is the floor captain, getting a little bit of a talking to talk to his either himself or his fellow teammates.
Cap now with 4 fouls. Jeff Burns comes in to replace him. Brent Cap hasn't scored a point tonight, and that's going to hurt him. He averages almost 11 points a game, and he is scoreless tonight. Hamilton guarding Gurley. Watkins now to Niedner. Jumper from 16, good.
Excellent job by Niedner getting that ball.
15 points for Niedner.
Took the ball, looked where his defensive man went up. Nice jump shot.
The lead, 8 points for the Raiders. Burns. Whitaker, jumper, no good. Rebound, Rabbit. Quickly up court. Pulls up.
Well, good job in pulling up. Rabbit looked underneath and saw nobody else filling up the lanes. Hold the ball up.
Ball knocked away. Rabbit recovers. Guarded closely by Whitaker. The foul called on Whitaker. Whitaker shakes his head.
Well,
again, a lot of close fouls called.
Well, Whitaker may have disagreed with the call, but it was a silly foul on his part, especially given the fact where the referee was. And to reach in, the referee had no choice but to go ahead and blow the whistle.
2 fouls on Whitaker. Both teams are ready with 3 team fouls. So we may see a procession to the free throw line before this one's over. Ball out of bounds off of Mike Schreiber. The Lancers now trying to cut the lead to 6. 5 with a 3-pointer. Kramer inside Hamilton. Triple team, but he hits it.
Strong move to the basket by Hamilton, and he just was kind of bumping and edging his way back. If South can hold their position, they can draw an offensive foul on that.
Rabbit in the corner, inside to Niedner, and a foul on Kramer. Kramer now with 2 fouls unofficially. The ball will go back to the Raiders underneath. 31-25. The Raiders with that lead. They have the basketball. Rabbit back out on top.
A lot of movement through underneath. He's doing a good job of staying with their people.
A foul is called. Let's see. Maybe on Burns. One and one. That foul on Burns, his second. Going to the line is Niedner. He's been hot tonight. He already has 15.
Well, the officials are establishing this early in the second half, that this ball game is not going to be a physical game underneath, and it's not going to get out of hand and out of control.
Niedner, 16 points.
Many folks at home saying, yeah, but too closely they're calling it.
Let him play. 17 points, Chris Niedner. An 8-point lead again for the Raiders. Ball recovered by Whitaker and McClellan. McClellan throws it away. Kramer recovers. Whoa, that was close. That could have been traveling, but no whistle. Kramer, jumper, yes. 6 points for Tom Kramer. And the lead again, 6 for the Raiders. Nice drive by Schreiber. Rebound Hamilton.
Well, Schreiber learned something there. He can take the ball underneath, and he's got to penetrate more like that when you got the open lanes.
Kramer jumper, no good. Rebound McClellan, no good. And he'll go to the free throw line for 2 points. Schreiber, I believe, called for the foul. Let's see.
Oh, that could be a crucial foul there.
Mike Schreiber now with 4 fouls.
See if Coach Sexton wants to put somebody in there.
Schreiber with 4, Cap with 4 for the Lancers. McClellan at the line, he has 5 points. First one is no good. 33-27. The lead to the Raiders. McClellan of the Lancers at the line. Second one, no good. Rebound Niedner. Rabbit. Rabbit looking underneath. In the corner to Watkins, back out to Gurley on the left side.
Rabbit pulled up his dribble and had no choice but to throw that pass.
Rabbit with the jumper, no good. Rebound Hamilton. 4 minutes to go in the third quarter.
Easton needs to get the ball underneath to Hamilton.
There he is. No, that's McClellan. Kramer. Yes. Tom Kramer with 8.
Hamilton seemingly not present, but he's pulling back within 4.
Here's Niedner, short on the jumper, a whistle. A foul on
Schreiber
South.
fouled out.
Is that Schreiber?
I believe Schreiber's just fouled out of this ball game.
That is 5 on Mike Schreiber. So that kind of evens it out. Schreiber now sitting on the bench with 5 fouls. Brent Kapp with 4 fouls. He has 1 more foul to give, but he is also on the bench, and he's one of the top scorers for the Lancers. 33-29, 3:35 to go in the third quarter.
Well, that was kind of a key foul there on Schreiber. Somebody's going to have to come in and fill in for him.
Aguilas will be coming in. Here we are, Scott. Laurel LeBeau and Scott Kelly, we're bringing you this game from Shawnee Mission South tonight. It's been a good one. We expected a close contest.
Well, it has been a good ball game, and East Lancers have come within now 4 points, pulling the game into a 4-point ball game. And they've done it seemingly without David Hamilton. Hamilton's been on the floor, but he just has not been that much of a presence.
Well, he scored 4 points in the second half so far. Tom Kramer starting to heat it up a little bit. He has a couple of buckets. So he has started to be more of a force on the floor. And there's the queen of the Sweetheart ball this evening. 33-29, 3:35 to go in the third quarter. The Raiders with the lead and going to the line, shooting 1-1 is Jeff Burns. Burns is scoreless. He'll be shooting 1-1. In and out, no good, but the tip up by, let's see, we'll give it to McClellan. McClellan with 7 points. It's 33-31.
Well, you can tell that there's been a change in momentum in this game now. East playing very, very tight defense.
Gurley back out to Rabbit. Niedner in the corner, back to Rabbit. Rabbit calling out a play. Niedner, turnaround jumper, no good. Hamilton with the rebound.
Tight defense of East causing South to be a little slow on the movement away from the ball.
What have we got? A violation. Traveling, I think. I don't know, Scott.
No, I believe they called a double dribble on Kramer.
And Kramer sits down. I think he can't believe it. He's starting to talk to that referee, probably a little bit too much for Coach Russ Kokoruta's liking. A 2-point lead for the Raiders. They have the ball. Aguilas underneath.
Nice
Niedner.
out pass
Porter,
by
count it.
Niedner gets the basket, but nice job by Aguilas. Just a quick pass in, quick pass out. Get the defense to commit inside. Niedner, nice shot from outside.
19 for Niedner. The lead back up to 4 for the Raiders. Hamilton underneath. He's fouled. Yes!
Strong move by Hamilton.
16 points for David Hamilton.
Coach Russ Kokoruta, I think, had a few words to say to Tommy Kramer, and he's coming back in the ball game to replace Lance Wynn.
No, Camden Whitaker will sit down. That's 5 fouls now on Aguilas. Let's see, of course, my stat keeping has been under question all this season. I only had him down for 1 foul, but he sits down. That's the second Raider to foul out of the game.
Well, as we talked about earlier in the first half, Aguilas, although not an extremely physical player underneath, is present because of his height at 6 feet 10 inches tall, and has pulled out a few rebounds.
Here's Burns on the rebound, can't hit it. Kramer, count it! Tom Kramer with 10, and we're tied at 35. Coming up on 2 minutes to go in the third quarter. Niedner back out to Rabbit. Looking underneath, ball knocked away, recovered by Lance Wynn. The Lancers have a chance to tie. To go ahead, I should say. Here's Kramer. Back out to Wynn, they slow it down. Kramer, three-pointer, short. Rebound Gurley. Fast breaking it to Watkins, he's there, it's good. Dan Watkins.
The interesting thing about that is Coach Sexton said he didn't want to get into a running game. But with the loss of the height, they may have to go in a running game.
Here's Burns. McClellan to Hamilton, nice pass, good. This game really heating up now. 18 points for Hamilton.
Well,
tied at 37, 1:20 to go.
We talk about the loss of Aguilas underneath at 6'10", but there's some height in the replacement players. Micah Pulaski at 6 feet 5 inches. Hamilton's only 6'6", so they actually now are probably matching up fairly evenly in terms of height with each other.
2-point lead now. Ball knocked away. And it goes back to the Raiders. They have a 2-point lead, 39-37, 1:02 to go in the third quarter.
You just get a sense, Laurel, that South is pulling together as a team out there on the floor, and just get a sense that they're saying to each other, we're going to do this.
South definitely looking for Niedner. Turnaround jumper, no good. Rebound controlled by Hamilton. Pulaski almost called for the foul. He reached in, but no whistle. 42 seconds to go. Wynn slows it down. Burns on the right side, not guarded very closely. Back out to Wynn. Burns on the right side.
Watkins and
Cross
Pulaski.
court, Kramer.
Watkins and Pulaski, both seniors, so they're experienced ball players out there.
26 seconds to go. Camden Whitaker replaces Jeff Burns. Kramer out to Whitaker, back to Wynn. 24 seconds. Whitaker back to Wynn. He pulls it out. The zone employed by the Raiders.
Well, they better be careful because they're going to get called for a too much time out top. They don't have the lead. They're down by 2.
7 seconds now. Here's Wynn. Wynn shoots. Doesn't get it.
Still time.
1 second.
With a count.
Oh, no. McClellan short, but let's see a foul is called. Let's see who it's on.
They're going to call it on Danny Watkins of Shawnee Mission South.
And going to the line to shoot 2 free throws will be McClellan.
Nice job of McClellan. He shot the ball with 1 second left to go. Had he have made it, this would be a 3-point shot.
Whoa, in and out. Oh, he went to his knees. He couldn't hit it. Here's McClellan. The second one is good.
There's some question by some of the fans as to whether or not that shot and foul occurred before time ran out in the third quarter. In my mind, there was no question. There was 1 second left on the scoreboard when he took the shot.
39-38 in the third quarter. Let's see, Shawnee Mission South scored 10 points. Shawnee Mission East scored 17.
Well, the close call, the close fouls beginning of this third quarter are now beginning to be very crucial in this ball game as we enter the fourth quarter. Both teams 5 fouls. Both teams for the full fourth quarter will be shooting in the 1-and-1.
Chris Niedner, a big third quarter. He had 8 points. David Hamilton also with 8 points. The cream rises to the top.
Augulus and Schreiber on the bench for the entire fourth quarter. And for East, I'm trying to look, well, who has the 4 fouls for East?
Brent Kapp. Brent Kapp averages a little over 10 points a game, and he's been sitting down for most of this one in foul trouble. Here's Watkins.
How many fouls
to Polofsky.
does Hamilton have?
Hamilton has 1. No foul trouble there for David Hamilton. Just starting the fourth quarter.
Nice help out by
Rabbit
Kramer.
from outside. Count it!
Whenever the defense rotates like that, Kramer moves to help out. Somebody else has got to move to help out Tommy Kramer's Kevin Rabbit. And it didn't happen. Rabbit opened for the shot.
Rabbit in double figures with 10. 41-38, a 3-point lead for the Raiders. Here's Hamilton from 15, no good. Rebound, controlled, on the floor. Niedner gets it out to Watkins. Niedner across the 10-second circle, slows it down.
Hamilton took the shot, needs to follow his shot.
Polofsky back to Watkins. Corner, Gurley, yes! 4 points, Greg Gurley, 43-38. Suddenly a 5-point lead for the Raiders.
Do you think this team and this crowd is fired up for this ball game?
Holy cow. Here's Camden Whitaker, right side.
East needs to slow it up, play their ball game.
Whitaker.
Got to take a crowd out of a game real quick.
Camden Whitaker, 4 points, his first 2 points of the second half, 43-40. 6.5 minutes to go. Polofsky, 17-footer, no good. Kramer with the rebound. The Lancers with a chance to draw within 1.
How many fouls does Niedner have?
I don't know. I'm watching the action.
What East needs to do, East needs to get the ball underneath to Hamilton and work on Niedner.
Win! Lance Wynn, his first 2 points. So the Lancers get buckets from a couple of players who haven't scored to this point. They're back to within 1. Gurley, back out.
Oh, nice
Watkins,
outside.
no good. Niedner! 23 points for Niedner. Niedner, by the way, has 2 fouls. Scott?
Okay. Well, Niedner is definitely one of the floor leaders for South. 6 feet 4 inch senior, averaging almost 19 points a game. He's no newcomer to the ball game.
McClellan, ball taken away. 45-42, Raiders with the lead. They have the basketball. 5:19 to go in the fourth quarter. Gurley, jumper, no good. Polofsky with the rebound, he's fouled. $5:13 to go in this one. Let's see who that foul is on. Did you catch the number? It's on number 30. That's his first foul, Lance Wynn. Polofsky. I have him down for 1 point. Hit a free throw in the first half.
I'll tell you what, David Hamilton looks tired to me. This might be an excellent time for Coach Russ Kokaruda to take a timeout.
The pace of this game in the second half has just been incredible. Polofsky misses the first one. Polofsky. Second one is good. 2 points, Micah Polofsky. 46-42. Here's Kapp back in the game now for East. Whoa, it's good, the field goal. No.
I had to.
That ball was kicked by one of the players, and it looked like we were in a football game, Scott.
I don't know if you saw it, Laurel, but that ball came flying over to our heads. I was watching one of the officials, and he raised his hands to say that the field goal was good. Good sense of humor by the official.
In basketball, though, that's a three-point play. Kramer trying for a three-pointer. No good. Rebound out of bounds. It'll go to the Lancers. 4-point lead. 4:49 to go. The Raiders with the lead. Lancers with the ball underneath their own basket.
Clog up the middle.
They tried to get it to Hamilton, but Gurley steals it. Trying to lob it in for Hamilton to tip it in. Didn't work. 4:40 to go. Rabbit left side to Polofsky. Underneath Needner. Foul on Cap. He's gone. Cap with 5. That's unfortunate. You always want to see their best players on the floor. Cap, foul trouble all night. He did not score a point. So that cancels out the fouling out of Mike Schreiber. So both teams losing one player to fouls. Jeff Burns coming in to replace Cap. 46-42. We're inside 5 minutes to go. Needner at the line. Needner, 23 points. A big game for the leading scorer for the Raiders. Scott Masterson now in. Sitting down is McClellan.
I got a feeling before this ball game is over, we're going to see McClellan come back in and replace Hamilton and give Hamilton just a quick rest before this ball game is over. 4:36 left to go in the fourth quarter.
Taking their time. Needner now coming over to the bench. Chance to towel off a little bit. 5 fouls on Brent Cap.
To be honest with you, Laurel, I don't know what our holdup is. Where's the other official?
Well, he was over checking with the crowd, I believe, on something.
I don't know if we had somebody throwing something on the floor or what we had.
Well, maybe we need to have a Billy Tubbs experience that happened with Missouri and Oklahoma. Here's Needner shooting 2. The first one is short. Actually, that was a 1-and-1, and the rebound was controlled by Hamilton. The Lancers now with a chance to draw within 2. Or 3. Well, 2 with the 3-point play. Burns, cross court, Whitaker. Back to Kramer, up top. Whitaker, right side, looking underneath for Hamilton. He is double and triple teamed. Cross court, Whitaker. From 2-point range, can't hit it. Rebound and a foul on Masterson, I believe. Let's see. No, it's on Jeff Burns. Actually, there was a foul on a Lancer player. I think it was on Scott Masterson. But Jeff Burns was called for the foul. He now has 3. Both teams in the 1-and-1. Going to the line will be Gurley. Greg Gurley, averaging 6.9 points a game, 5.2 rebounds. Shooting 1-and-1.
4:05 left to go in this ballgame. Plenty of time left for East to catch up.
Rebound to Needner. Turnaround jumper is there.
What East has to remember is they bring the ball down. Kramer bringing the ball down. They've got to remember they've got David Hamilton underneath. Work the ball around. Hamilton come to the ball.
Cross court. Kramer. Burns over to Whitaker.
Hamilton always seems to be on the reverse side.
Kramer trying to drive baseline. Blocked off. Burns. Over to Whitaker. There's Hamilton. Whitaker, right side, 17-footer, too long. Rebound, controlled by Watkins. A 7-point lead now. Kramer limping. He's having problems making it to the other side of the floor. Here's Watkins with the jumper. 6 points for Dan Watkins. Now an injury timeout. He looks like he twisted his right ankle. He's having problems making it back to the bench. And and time is called. Coach Russ Kokoruda, he's going to have to pull a rabbit out of his hat. He's down by 8 points with 3:08 to go, Scott.
Well, one of the things that Hamilton is going to have to do, Hamilton has got to be able to get himself open coming to the basketball. With the cross-court passes that East is throwing, Hamilton, unfortunately, always seems to be on the wrong side of where the ball is. Another thing that he's doing, he's an excellent passer. As we just saw in this last offensive play that they had, Hamilton brought himself out rather than look to the basket. Quick pass to Whitaker to give him the outside shot. But then Hamilton took himself out of rebounding position. Threw the ball to Whitaker and started gumming down floor as if he were going to be the safety man. He needs to be underneath the basket for the offensive rebounds, tip-ins, extra point attempts. Coach Paul Sexton.
Coach Sexton has to be happy with the play of his team tonight. He expected Chris Nieder to come in and have a big game. He has, scoring well above his season average of 18.9. He has 25 points.
Well, give credit to these some of these reserves that have come in. Micah Polofsky, Dan Watkins. They've done an excellent job in coming in and filling some of the shoes that Augulus left and Schreiber left.
Watkins, a player that Coach Sexton described as a surprise. He didn't expect him to be able to, didn't expect Watkins to be able to contribute as much as he has this year.
Right, well, he said that he had improved much to his liking. I'll tell you what, Laurel, 3 minutes, 8 seconds left to go in the fourth quarter. East brings the ball down with 8 points down. I say this is a matter of who wants it more.
Here's Hamilton. Here's Burns on the left side to win. Hamilton, left side. Here's Hamilton again, trying to drive baseline.
Hamilton.
Triple teamed.
Well, he draws a crowd anytime he gets the ball.
Triple teamed again. Hamilton, back to McClellan. Here's Burns, layup good!
He was waiting for the ball, wasn't he?
Burns, his first 2 points. 50-44. A key defensive series now for the Lancers. Here's Rabbit on the left side.
Tommy Kramer
back out to Watkins.
Kramer waiting on the bench to come into the ball game.
Here's Gurley on the right side. Underneath, Polofsky. Back out, Gurley. Rabbit on top. They're going to try to take some time off the clock. Here's Niedner. The jumper is short. Rebound McClellan.
I think it was blocked by Burns.
Burns coming in and playing very, very well off the bench. Here's Wynn. Hamilton, 18-footer. Is in and out, no good. Niedner rebounds. Timeout for the Raiders.
We're going to see a full four-quarter offense applied by South when they come back out. 6-point ball game. And I think that's what we're seeing Coach Sexton tell them here.
I think they're going to take their time, try to run some time off the clock, and win it at the free throw line. It's a 6-point lead now for the Raiders. 1:51 to go in this one.
Well, the decision that East has to do right now is make a decision of who they're going to foul if they have to foul to get the ball back. You've got Kevin Rabbit out there that averages about 70% from the free throw line. Watkins averages about 65%. Niedner, you don't want to foul Niedner. He averages about 76% from the free throw line. As a team, they shoot about 67%. So I guess it doesn't make that much difference who you're going to foul. If you got to pick one person out there on the floor, you might want to pick Polofsky to foul.
Polofsky with the least amount of playing time for the season. And he averages only 33% from the line. There's Coach Kokoruda and our court on Sweetheart evening at Shawnee Mission South. All right. 50-44, 1:51 to go. The Raiders with the basketball. Again, a winning streak will end tonight.
One of the things that South has got to do, if they do turn the ball over or go in for a shot, they've got to have a safety man back to prevent the fast break from East.
Gurley on top, taking his time, gets it over to Rabbit. He'll be handling the ball a lot in the last 1 minute, 30 seconds. Watkins out to Niedner. There's Gurley, guarded by Wynn. He's fouled. Or he fouls Gurley, and he'll be going to the free throw line. A 6-point lead for the Raiders, 1:44 to go.
Gurley shoots about 72% from the free throw line.
Greg Gurley with 4 points on the night, shooting 1 and 1.
And it comes down to these last few minutes of the ball games.
First one good. 5 points, Gurley. A 9-game winning streak for the Lancers, an 11-game winning streak for the Raiders. Gurley cans the second one. 6 points for Greg Gurley. 1:24 remaining. 5-second violation.
Well, Lance Wynn is having a hard time understanding that call.
And so is Coach Russ Kokaruda, and he is all animated on the sidelines talking to the referee. And the referee's going to go cross court and talk to the other referee, and let's see if he changes his mind. Okay, referee making his way back and explaining again to Coach Kokaruda. 5-second violation. The ball will go back to the Raiders. The other referee also getting in on the act here. And Kokaruda pleading his case with the elder referee there. Let's see.
Well, we're going to have a discussion about it here.
This could be a big play. Kokaruda frustrated, upset. The last team who beat Shawnee Mission East
Well, we're having an
was
explanation
Shawnee Mission
here.
South in that overtime game. Referee still explaining something, and let's see, the ball will go back over apparently to the Lancers.
Well, I credit both of these officials for this. It takes an awful lot for the officials to get together and reverse their decision. But when an incorrect call was made, it takes an awful lot for them to make the correct call. And,
let's see. Kokaruda back at the bench, still talking to the referee. Russ Kokaruda.
Kokaruda checking to make sure that there was no time taken off of the clock, and there wasn't.
1:21 to go, an 8-point lead. It's going to be tough for Kokaruda's team to make it back. They may have to look for those 3-point efforts. Lance Wynn.
Here we go. They've got to get the ball underneath, getting into Hamilton. Got to score quickly.
3-point effort, good! Lance Wynn. 5 points, pressure being applied now by the Lancers. Nice ball handling by Gurley. We're coming up on a minute to go. Rabbit to Watkins. Foul called on, let's see, I think on Kramer.
Crowd wants to have a 2-point shot, but not an intentional foul. Good job by Tom Kramer.
3 fouls on Kramer. Going to the line is Watkins. He has 6 points.
Well, Tommy Kramer and Lance Wynn have got to work together on this. What they've got to do is they've got to turn Rabbit and some of the guards around, and as they turn them around, the other has to be there to pick up the ball. Kramer was kind of sagging, wasn't helping out Lance Wynn.
Inside a minute to go, 57 seconds. Key free throws by Watkins. First one, good. Watkins with 7. This game was tied at the beginning of this fourth quarter. At the end of the third quarter was 39-38. South with the lead. Watkins with his second one, count it. 8 points for Dan Watkins, a 7-point lead. Inside a minute to go. Lance Wynn over to Kramer. Kramer out to Hamilton. Lance Wynn, 3-point effort, no good. Rebound Kramer,
Take the
in
shot.
the corner. Kramer, cross court, back to Kramer, drives into the lane, nice. Shovel shot, doesn't go. Polofsky with the rebound, can't control it. McClellan with it to Hamilton, 35 seconds. Hamilton, no good. Gurley with the rebound, a foul. It's called. Let's see. Should be on Lance Wynn. It is. Lance Wynn now with 3. 32 seconds to go.
Well, I'll tell you what, Lance Wynn gets an A for effort in my book.
Looks like this one's going to go in the victory column for the Raiders, Scott.
Well, I wouldn't count it yet, Laurel. We've got 32 seconds left. Only a 7-point ball game. A lot of things can happen in 32 seconds, especially when you've got a shooter like Lance Wynn, and Hamilton can shoot, and Kramer can shoot from outside from 3-point range.
Greg Gurley shooting 1 and 1. The first one is good. 7 points, Greg Gurley. Free throws have made the difference down the stretch.
East has got to be aware of the clock. They've got to move the ball quickly down the floor, score, call timeout, get set up on the inbounds pass.
Gurley hits the second one. He has 8 points.
Get the ball down.
30 seconds to go, 56-47. The Raiders with the big lead now. Kramer, three-point attempt, short. Rebound, McClellan, foul. By the Raiders, Niedner, I believe, will be called. Actually, it's on number 33, or on number 32. And that's Micah Polofsky, his first foul. A 9-point lead with 21 seconds to go. And the South fans beginning to celebrate.
Well, 21 seconds, well, I think it's not over yet.
McClellan with 9 now after hitting that free throw. 56-48.
East has got to, if McClellan makes this, East has got to intercept the pass on the inside. Put it up, Hamilton.
Hamilton can't hit it. Rebound, controlled by Rabbit. 17 seconds to go. Rabbit, ball taken away by Watkins, and he travels. 10 seconds to go. Excuse me, that was Whitaker called for the travel. And it was a travel. Masterson coming in, so is Jeff Burns. 10 seconds to go. This has been a hard-fought game.
Watching the students right behind where they're taking this ball out, they were just hugging the players.
Here's Watkins. He's fouled by Burns. And that'll be an intentional foul. 4 fouls on Jeff Burns. 7 seconds to go. 56-48. The lead to the Raiders. They'll be going to the line to shoot 2, and they'll retain possession of the ball. The We're number 1 chant beginning. They are number 1 in the Sunflower League.
Yeah, this
Watkins.
is something that we said earlier they haven't been able to say since 1983. South looking very strong. Look like they're on their way to another Sunflower League title.
Here's Watkins. Can't hit the other one. The second free throw. 7 seconds to go. An 8-point lead for the Raiders. Not likely. Gurley gets it into Niedner. He has had a fabulous game tonight.
5-second
Here's
call.
Rabbit. 1 second to go, and that's it.
They'll be dancing in South's dance tonight.
To 48, the final. Shawnee Mission South, the Raiders, extend their winning streak to 12 straight victories, and the East Lancers have their winning streak stopped at 9.
Well, I would credit this ball game to the inside play of Shawnee Mission South defensively, especially defending against David Hamilton. South did an excellent job of cutting off the pass to Hamilton, but when Hamilton was able to get the ball underneath, he was immediately met by a crowd of 2 and sometimes 3 players of South. They did an excellent job of cutting off Hamilton and forcing the ball outside to the rest of Shawnee Mission East.
The top 2 players that we expected a lot from tonight really came through. Hamilton, even though he was guarded very well throughout the night, came through with 18 points. Chris Niedner had 25 points for the Raiders.
That's right, Laurel, and you know, we talked before the ball game. We said that there were going to have to be some key players in tonight's game. Schreiber, Niedner, and I was impressed also by the play of Augulus. But truly the leaders on the floor for Shawnee Mission East Lancers, David Hamilton, Tommy Kramer, the floor leader on the floor. But without question, Kevin Rabbit, Niedner, and some of the others came through.
The top scorers for the Lancers: Tom Kramer, 10 points; John McClellan, 9; Camden Whitaker chipped in with 4 points; Brent Kapp, scoreless, and he fouled out of the game, and that had to make a big difference. David Hamilton with 18, as we said. Lance Wynn with 5. Jeff Burns with 2 points. For the Raiders, top scorer Chris Niedner, as he has been throughout the year, 25 points tonight. A big game for Niedner. Kevin Rabbit, 10 points, and floor leadership. Mike Schreiber with 2. He also fouled out of the contest. Greg Gurley, 8 points. Dan Augulus, 2 points. Dan Watkins with 8. And Pulaski with 2 points.
Well, I was impressed with Micah Pulaski coming off the bench. He did an excellent job. You know, South could have let down, especially after Augulus fouled out and joined Schreiber on the sideline. South could have very easily let down, and at that point, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, East had a 2-point lead and let East pull away, but they didn't do that. Pulaski and the others came in, played a heck of a ball game tonight, and what a way to celebrate a home sweetheart dance.
The Lancers now 11-6 overall with the loss. They are 6-4 in the Sunflower League. And the Raiders 14-1. Well, maybe for the winners, the kiss. And she got it caught on TV.
Queen Deborah Lynn Adams going to have a good
She
time
says,
tonight.
leave me alone. Okay, get it off her. I mean, gee whiz, what the heck. 14-1, the Raiders now 8-1 in the Sunflower League. Well on their way to their first league championship since 1983. The final score, once again, Shawnee Mission South 56, Shawnee Mission East 48. My name is Laurel LeBeau. This is Scott Kelly. Thanks for your time this time. Till next time, so long.
If you need tax help but don't feel you can afford professional assistance, try the free